Hello fellow YouTubers, LEGO EWC Stop Motioner here. Welcome to viewers new and old, and today I'm going to be showing off my Sonic collection. I am planning to do individual collection videos for all the different things I collect, but with Sonic I'm planning to show a lot more, like clothes and books and figures that I don't really display. And the reason I'm doing that with Sonic and not with LEGO and Transformers is because it's much more manageable, because I haven't been collecting Sonic at this level for very long, like May will mark 2 years. So because of that, it's grown a lot considering how short of a period of time I've been collecting it. But it's still more manageable to show the extra stuff. So with all that out of the way, let's go and get into this. So to start things off, here we have the 2.5-inch Classic Sonic, the first good one. I don't know why Jakks didn't do this first for Classic Sonic, but whatever. Better late than never, I guess. Now, this one does have the weird looking muzzle, but eh. Then here we have a Jakks 2.5-inch Classic Sonic. That's a little bit better. His muzzle does look a little bit more finished. Yeah, I'm not sure why so many of these have unfinished looking muzzles, but oh well. Then here we have a gold that has Sonic on one side and Eggman on the other. Really nice. Then here we have the animal capsule that has Flicky and Pocky in it. I didn't think they would make these guys, but I'll definitely take it. Then here we have the angry Classic Sonic. This one has a much more normal looking muzzle. I kind of think of this one as being sort of like the Sonic 3 and Knuckles sprite. That's just me, that's what I like to think of him as. Here's the Jakks 2.5-inch Santa Sonic, and I don't think this really counts as a figure, but here we have the balled up Classic Sonic that came with the Death Egg Robot, along with the catapult. Let's see here. Alright. Then here's the 2.5-inch Classic Super Sonic. I really like how this figure looks. You need if they did a Hyper Sonic repaint, but yeah, that's just not happening. Then here's 2.5-inch Classic Tails. Here's the Jakks 2.5-inch Reindeer Tails. And here we have the 2.5-inch Classic Amy. She definitely prioritizes style over function, but whatever. I display these figures, so having them at least look good is enough for me in some cases. Here's the Jakks 2.5-inch Christmas Amy. Here we have the 2.5-inch Classic Knuckles. Here's the Jakks 2.5-inch Boring Hat Knuckles. Then here we have the 2.5-inch Mighty. And here we have 2.5-inch Ray to go along with Mighty. Moving on to Eggman's Robots, here we have the 2.5-inch Classic Metal Sonic. Here we have the 2.5-inch Motobug. Here's the 2.5-inch Crab Meat. Here's the 2.5-inch Chopper. Here's 2.5-inch Neutron. This is a really nice one. We have the 2.5-inch Buzz Bomber. I still don't know why they went for the Lost World design with this figure. Maybe they'll do a classic or Generations variant of him, but still, he fits with the collection pretty well. And here's the 2.5-inch Burrowbot. I do really like this figure, just I hate these guys in the game so much, but then again, who doesn't? We have the 2.5-inch Rhinobot. This one's really cool looking. It's a bit of a shame, honestly, that we hardly saw these guys in the original Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And here we have the 4-inch Egg Robo, hands down one of Jakks' best figures. I am looking forward to buying the remolds of him that are coming out. Then here we have the 2.5-inch Classic Robotnik with the Eggmobile. I have all the accessories stored in a bin that I'll show off later, but yeah, this thing is just super cool. Here's the Jakks 2.5-inch Santa Eggman. Another thing that's really cool is the Death Egg Robot. This thing is just awesome. I love how this thing looks. I wish I had more arm articulation, but once again, primarily for display. Alright, now for modern characters, here we have the Jazzwares 3-inch Modern Sonic. This is the only Jazzwares 3-inch figure I have, which I kind of regret, even if Jax is making most of the characters that Jazzwares had in their 3-inch line. It's a nice figure. His elbow is cracked, but otherwise, he's really nice. I wish I could find his stand. I have no idea where that thing went, because, yeah, he needs that. And here we have the Jax 4-inch Modern Sonic. I kind of think of this as Adventure Sonic because he's got the bigger eyes and the grin that you saw on Adventure artwork a lot. Yeah, pretty cool figure. Then here we had the Jax 4-inch, what I call Frontier Sonic, just because his quills look a little different and he looks more angry. Yeah, I really can't decide if I prefer the Adventure Sonic or Frontier Sonic to be my main Sonic. I'm unsure about that. Right now I had the Adventure one on my display, and this guy has 2 open hands, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Then here we had the Jax 4-inch Modern Supersonic, and the reason that the Frontier Sonic has 2 open hands is because I feel like Supersonic should have fists. It just looks a lot cooler that way. Yeah, definitely a really, really cool looking figure. Then here's the Jax 2.5-inch Running Sonic. It's a bizarre looking figure, but I just really like it for some reason. It's just really neat. Then here we had this little Jazzwares flocked Sonic. I got this at Toys R Us back in 2012, and I thought these little figures look cool, I guess. If you can even call them figures. I don't know what you'd call them, to be honest. Here we have arguably the worst Sonic figure in my collection. You know, not arguably, this is just the worst Sonic figure in my collection. This is technically Toy Island Tales, but it's the Jazzwares re-release. I got this for Christmas back in 2008, and well, I do have some nostalgia for it. It's just not very good quality. I mean, the head looks weird, the tail gimmick never worked. Yeah, not great. But what is great is the Jax 4-inch Modern Tails. This figure is really nice, and better yet, they re-released him with the Miles Electric, an accessory that I very much appreciate. Apparently he doesn't, because he just dropped it. And I also went ahead and gave him the 10 ring that came with Frontier Sonic, just to be like the dummy ring attack from Project 06. Then here's my first 4-inch Modern Tails. I got this before I knew they were going to re-release him with the Miles Electric. And I wanted to make sure I got one with his tails in the flight position, because I really don't see a reason to get a tails with them in any other position. Then here we have the Jax 2.5-inch Modern Tails. I really just got this one because I wanted to be able to have classic tails with flight pose tails. Still a pretty solid little figure though. And here we had the Jax 4-inch Modern Amy. I have her holding her hammer like this because the paint on it rubbed off onto her hand. I tried my best to clean it off. I'm definitely going to do some more of that later, but yeah, that was really annoying, which is a shame because I do think this is one of the best Jax 4-inch figures. And then here's the Jazzwares flocked Amy. Yeah, still pretty weird, especially with the light shining on it. Then here we had the Jax 4-inch Modern Knuckles, the outdated version. Then here we had the new Jax 4-inch Modern Knuckles that is so much better than the previous version. I love this figure so much. And here's the Master Emerald that came with Chaos. Really cool. Then here we had the Jazzwares flocked Knuckles. Then here we had this little pullback Modern Knuckles made by Tomy. Does this even still work? Huh. What do you know? It does. Then here we had the Jax 4-inch Modern Eggman. His arms are a little weird looking, but otherwise, another solid figure by Jax. Then here we had the Jax 4-inch Big the Cat figure. He's a nice figure, but his accessories were terrible, so I had to make him his own fishing rod and a little froggy to go with him. Now he feels more complete. Here we have the Jax 4-inch Shadow. Here's the Jax 2.5-inch Snowy Shadow. The flocked Shadow by Jazzwares. This one is so weird. Like, why was Shadow in this set and not Tails? Like, I love Shadow, but I hate it when they break up the classic gang. Yeah, that annoys me. Then here we have a Jax 4-inch Shadow still in the packaging. I got this with Wave 14, and I've just been keeping in the box because I haven't really found a purpose for him yet. I am considering repainting him into the second form for Mephiles. I'm thinking about doing that. Get into customizing a little bit. We'll see. Here's the Knuckles and Shadow 2-pack. I got this just for the Blue Chaos Emerald, but I might do something with at least Shadow, like do a Super Shadow with him or something. I'm not entirely sure. The Knuckles, though, I have no idea what I'm going to do with him. And here we had the Jax 4-inch Rouge the Bat. I am so glad they made a figure of her. And we also had the Heart Bomb. So yeah, really cool. And then here we had the Jax 4-inch Omega. I am so happy they made this guy, and this is definitely another one of their best figures. Then here's the Jax 4-inch Modern Metal Sonic. I like this figure. He's almost perfect if he just didn't have the weird side elbow. I really wouldn't have any major complaints with him. Then here we had the Jax 4-inch Cream. I'm so happy that they made Cream the Rabbit. And I went ahead and got an extra Chow, made a little bow tie out of clay and put it on him, and now we have cheese to go along with Cream. Yeah, I'm really happy about that. And then the best Sonic character ever, here we have Jax 4-inch Silver. And then Jax also decided to go ahead and make a 4-inch Super Silver. This figure does have problems. The yellow is off, and I really don't like that the right arm is bent, but still, he's a pretty nice figure overall. And here we had the Jax 2.5-inch Silver. I don't normally get modern characters in the 2.5-inch scale, aside from ones that are supposed to be small, but I had to make an exception for Silver. And then here we had the Jax 4-inch Blaze. I am so happy they made her, and she turned out really well. And here we had the Jax 4-inch Chaos. I love this thing. I'm so happy they made Chaos. However, after owning him for a while, I think I happened to get one that has 2 left legs. That's kind of a bummer because Jax's QC is normally really good. Whatever, it's still another one of their best figures. And here we have a regular 2.5-inch Chow. Here we have a Jax 2.5-inch Gold Chow. And here we have a Jax 2.5-inch Dark Chow, Hero Chow Wen. Then here we had the Jax 4-inch Vector with a walkie-talkie that I made out of clay. And if I'm being honest, I still personally think this is the best figure in the 4-inch line. By contrast, here we have one of the weaker figures in the line, in my opinion, but he's still pretty nice. The Jax 4-inch SBO. He looks good overall. I just really hate that he didn't come with a kunai, and I don't know, the smile, it's not like SBO isn't capable of smiling, but I would have rather had a more serious expression. Other than that, though, he's still not too bad. Then here we have the Jax 2.5-inch Charmy. I know he should really be the same height as Cream, but I'm okay with him at this height. It's a really nice looking figure for the size. And I also made the flower teleportation thingy from Sonic Heroes out of clay. Then here we had the Jax 4-inch Jet the Hawk. I really appreciate them making characters like Jet. I hope that Wave and Storm are on the way. This was probably the most annoying Sonic figure from the Jax line to find. I didn't even find him. This is when I broke down and had to get him off of eBay. That was unfortunate, but at least, yet again, he is another one of Jax's best figures. Then here we had the Jax 4-inch Infinite. I can't say I was exactly ecstatic when I found out that they were going to be releasing an Infinite, because I really don't care about this character, but he's still really nice looking. I don't really have any complaints with him, except for that. That's with the Phantom Ruby, though. That's a cool accessory. Here we have all 7 of the Jax Chaos Emeralds. The only one I was missing was the blue one, and thanks to that Knuckles and Shadow 2-pack, I got them all. And here we have the oversized Soul Emerald. I appreciate them making the Soul Emerald, but I'd still rather see if anyone just 3D printed a set of smaller ones so I can stick them around a burning blaze if that figure does happen, which with Jax, it's pretty likely. Okay, so now moving on to Boom figures. I know a lot of people do not like Boom. I'm not really that into it either myself, except for the show. I really like the show, and I have a decent collection of the Tomy Boom figures. So start off, we have a Sonic with a broken leg. You know, I can sort of forgive the 3-inch Jazzware Sonic for cracking at the elbow because it's a lot of articulation packed into such a small figure. But these guys have like 5 points of articulation. This just should not have happened. Fortunately, I was able to get another Sonic. And while they're not the most articulated, I do think they look kind of cool. So that expression is very interesting. And here we have the Tomy Tails. Not too bad, pretty good. And here we have the Tomy Boom Knuckles. I know people are not crazy about the muscular Knuckles design, but at least it results in a figure with unimpeded shoulder articulation. So that's something, I guess. And here we have a Tomy figure based on that one character in Boom who seems to think he's Shadow. And here we have the Tomy Boom Eggman with his Eggmobile. Let's see if I can get him in it. Good enough. And here we have the Tomy Orbot and Cubot. These figures are they just are. They really could stand some updates from Jax. And here we have the Tomy Burnbot. Not really a ton you can do with this figure, like posability wise, but at least he looks kind of cool. Okay, now moving on to the Sonic Movie 2 figures. I think most of these are fantastic. Starting things off with the Jax 4-inch Movie Sonic with the board. Yeah, I love this figure so much. Then here's the Jax 4-inch Movie Super Sonic, another fantastic figure to be sure, along with the Master Emerald that came with him. And here's the Jax 2.5-inch Movie Sonic that came with the Tornado. Here we have the Jax 4-inch Movie Tails. He's not my favorite of the line, mainly because his arms and legs are kind of scary, skinny. Still a pretty solid one, though. And here's the Jax 2.5-inch Movie Tails with the pilot goggles. We never actually saw him wear these in the movie, but nice touch. And here's the Jax 4-inch Movie Knuckles. Probably the best Knuckles figure in my collection. I really like how this guy turned out. And he's not holding his board. Okay, I love that. And here's the Jax 4-inch Movie Jim Carrey Eggman with his latte and a little egg drone thing. I really like how pretty much all the 4-inch movie figures turned out. I'm so excited for when the third movie comes out and they give us characters like Shadow, the 4-inch scale, and when they don't do something dumb like make the movie figures 5-inch scale all of a sudden and make me buy the figures all over again. And then here we have the Movie Tornado. Not really a ton of features on this thing. It is pretty much just made to look nice on the display, which is pretty much always my main priority. I actually got this thing to go with the classic figures because it seemed like a good size for them. Then we just got a listing that they're actually making a classic Tornado. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I still like this one, though. Okay, now moving on to the Sonic Prime figures. Here we have the Jax Sonic Prime 5-inch New York City Sonic. I think these figures are really nice for the most part. The only thing is that I feel like they have a bit too much articulation. Like, I appreciate them adding some extra joints, but just the stuff in the feet, like, I can't even get the right foot there to be perfectly straight. Like, he's got to stand like that, which is kind of a pain, but he still looks really cool. And here's the Jax Sonic Prime 2.5-inch New York City Sonic. Pretty cool looking, but as per usual with Sonic, down he goes. Here's the Jax Sonic Prime 5-inch Boss Cage Maze Sonic figure. One of the few Sonic figures that can stand without much of an issue. And here we have the Jax 2.5-inch No Play Sonic. Definitely not my favorite design for Sonic from the show, but the figure itself still looks pretty neat. And here's the Jax Sonic Prime 5-inch 9 figure. This figure, I'm a little scared to mess with his tails because apparently they're kind of fragile, but I really respect Jax for packing like 70 plus points for articulation into a figure of this size. That's really cool. And here's the Jax Sonic Prime 2.5 inch 9 figure. The paint on this guy is actually better than on the 5 inch figure. Then here's the Jax 2.5 inch Sales figure. I wonder if we'll get him as a 5 inch figure. The head is very interesting because it looks very different from the 2.5 inch 9, but I do like that they articulated his extra arm he has. Then here's the Jax 5 inch Thorn Rose figure. I was surprised that they did this figure first before Rusty Rose, but this is a really nice figure. Like, so many nice sculpted and painted details. And right now she's the only 5 inch figure to come with an accessory. Here we have the Jax Sonic Prime 5 inch Rusty Rose figure. Really nice looking figure. Then here we have the Jax Sonic Prime 2.5 inch Rusty Rose figure. Like the 5 inch, really nice looking. Then here's the Jax Sonic Prime 5 inch Gnarly Knuckles figure. Then here we have the Jax Angel Voyage Pirate Ship playset, which is really nice, along with this 2.5 inch Dread figure. Then here's the Jax 5 inch Mr. Dr. Eggman. Really nice figure, and he has a toupee that lifts up when you push on the star. It's a very weird gimmick, but hey, I'll take it. And here we have the Jax Sonic Prime 5 inch Shadow figure. Here we have the Jax 2.5 inch Baton figure. Really nice figure overall, except I don't know what happened with the left eye there. Something went wrong. Here's the red shard that came with the 2.5 inch New York City diorama set. And here we have another shard that came with the No Place diorama set. And check that out. Then moving on to the Lego Sonic stuff, here we have the Lego Dimensions Sonic set. I understand getting this set complete these days is kind of expensive. And then here we have the Lego Ideas Green Hill Zone Sonic set. I was hoping that this would be kickstarting a Sonic theme, and sure enough it was. And here we have the Eggman with his Eggmobile, and then here we have the Sonic with all the Chaos Emeralds. Here we have Tails' Workshop and Tornado Plane. Here we have Sonic vs. Dr. Eggman's Death Egg Robot. Here's Sonic's Green Hill Zone Loop Challenge. Here we have Kiki's Coconut Attack. Shadow's Escape. I wasn't sure if we'd be seeing a character like Shadow so early in this line, but I definitely will not complain. And here we have Knuckles' Guardian Mech. Just like with Shadow, I wasn't sure if we'd see Rouge so early on. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Then here we have the cards and instructions for almost all of the Jax Sonic products that I own. Then here we have this container filled with a bunch of extra Sonic stuff like figures and accessories, just pretty much the stuff I don't have on display. Then for plushes, here we have the GE Sonic X Sonic plush, a pretty rare plush nowadays. This was my very first piece of Sonic merch I got back in 2008, and he's the only plush I own. I'm tempted by GE's other plushes, but I just don't know if collecting plushes is a can of worms I want to open. Then for my physical games, here we have the game where I first found out about Sonic. This is the 1996 PC port of Sonic CD. I really need to see if I can get this game to run on my laptop. Yeah, CD's not my favorite Sonic game, but I still appreciate it for getting me into the series. Here's Sonic Mega Collection for the GameCube. Here we have Sonic and the Secret Rings for the Wii, a game that I just still don't really know how I feel about. Here we have Sega Superstars Tennis for the Xbox 360. Then a game I got fairly recently, we have Sonic Unleashed for the Xbox 360. I haven't played through a lot of this game yet, but from the little bit I played, I'm liking it so far. And then here we have Sonic Colors for the Wii. Here we have expansion for the LEGO Sonic Level Pack for the Xbox 360. Moving on to the handheld games, here we have Sonic Rush for the DS, Sonic Rush Adventure for the DS, Sonic Generations for the 3DS, Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. Then on my 3DS here I have a demo of Sonic Lost World, and you might notice that my 3DS is Sonic themed right now. And I'm just counting it since Sonic is in it. Here we have Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. Then finishing up my DS/3DS collection, here we have Sonic Boom Shatter Crystal for the 3DS. I am thinking about getting some more DS and 3DS Sonic games in the future, like Sonic Colors for the DS, because that game does look different enough from the Wii version. And I'm also hoping to get Sonic Boom Fire and Ice at some point, because I've heard that one's fairly decent. Okay, now for my digital games, I'll just put pictures of them up on the screen. First off, I have Sonic Origins for the Xbox One. Then for all my Steam games, here we have Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2. Here's the Sonic 3 ROM. I had to buy this off of Aniba. It was kind of pricey, but it was worth it. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Sonic 4 Episode 1, Sonic Generations, Sonic 4 Episode 2, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, Sonic Lost World, Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces, Team Sonic Racing, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Superstars. Then on my Kindle I have Sonic Dash, some unofficial port of Sonic & Knuckles, and a demo of Sonic 4 Episode 2. Then for my fan games, here we have Sonic Project 06, Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit, and here we have Sonic 1 Forever, Sonic 2 Absolute, Sonic 3 Air. Then to finish up the fan games collection, here we have 2 versions of Sonic World and Sonic Smackdown. And then on my phone I have Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic Boom, Sonic CD, Sonic Dash, and Sonic Forces. Then in terms of music I own, I have the Super Sonic vs. Perfect Dark Gaia from Sonic Unleashed. Then I have Reach for the Stars from Sonic Colors. Then in terms of DVDs, here I have both Sonic movies on DVD. Both really good movies. Then for books and comics, here we got this Game Center magazine I got at Walmart, advertising Sonic Frontiers last year. And here we have Sonic Evolution of a Hero by Archie Comics. Got this back in like 2008, I'm pretty sure. Then here we have the Worlds Unite issue number 5. This is the only issue I got from this series. Moving on to the IDW comics, here we have Sonic the Hedgehog 30th Anniversary Deluxe Edition. Really fun comic. Here we have Sonic and Tails, Best Buds Forever. Here's Volume 1, Fallout. Here's Volume 2, The Fate of Dr. Eggman. Here's Volume 3, Battle for Angel Island. Then here's Volume 4, Infection. Okay, now moving on to miscellaneous stuff. Here we got this Sonic backpack. Here we have a Knuckles backpack hanger. Here's the Cable Guy Sonic controller holder. Then right above my desk, here we have this cool classic Sonic sign. Then here we have the Sonic and Blur drawing I got at TFCon, and I love this thing. A Sonic and Blur team up really needs to happen. Then here we have the 2023 Sonic calendar. I'm going to be pitching this thing soon, which part of me kind of hates to do, because it had a lot of really cool characters in it. Some characters that we don't see very often, like Cream and Cheese. I'll just go through it. Had Sonic, Blaze and Amy. Really happy to see Blaze on here. Had Sonic and Eggman. Babylon Rogues. It's not often that you see them. Had Sonic and Tails. Had Eggman, Orbot, Cubot, and Metal Sonic. Had Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. I really like seeing these three together. Had the Chaotix. Super Sonic. Had Shadow, Rouge, and Omega. Happy to see Omega. Had Tails. Then closed off the year with Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. It was a great calendar. I'm gonna miss it, but I'll probably get more Sonic calendars in the future, and of course this one did serve its purpose. And then right here I had this lenticular Sonic picture. Really cool. Then for my own stuff I've made, here I got this drawing I did of Sonic. Here's a drawing I did of Tails. I should mention these are all based on Yuji Iwakawa art. Here's my drawing I did of Knuckles. Here's a drawing I did of Shadow. Not entirely happy with how this one turned out, but I'll fix it up in Photoshop. Here's a drawing I did of Silver. And here's a drawing I did of Blaze. Here's the Sonic Christmas ornament. Then here's the Tails Christmas ornament. I really wish they made a modern Knuckles Christmas ornament. They broke up the classic gang again. Not good. And here's this really cool Sonic watch. It's got Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and Eggman on it. Really dig this watch. And it also came with this really cool survival wristband thing that's blue. It's really nice. And for my clothes, here we have these Sonic emoji themed lounge pants. This classic Sonic and Tails long sleeve shirt. Sonic has a chili dog. And we got this Sonic and Knuckles themed sweatshirt. It's a really nice modern Tails shirt. It's really cool Team Dark shirt. I guess Team Dark is officially a thing again. Here's a modern Sonic shirt. Here's a classic metal Sonic shirt. Here's a modern Knuckles shirt. Then here we have this modern Sonic shirt. Here we have this really cool Shadow shirt. Then lastly, here we have this classic Team Sonic shirt with Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. This is a really cool shirt. And then to close it all off, here we have these classic Sonic pool shoes. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for my whole Sonic collection. This video was a lot of fun to make. I definitely had some frustrations. There were a lot of parts that I had to reshoot, and then my Premiere Pro video editor has acted up a couple times because I just don't think it likes me making videos that are this long. But it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing collection videos, and I'm hoping that what I'm thinking about doing is every year just showing a collection update, like earlier in the year, something like that. Just showing everything I have from a specific collection rather than just show the whole collection tour. Just so if someone watches me for my Sonic stuff, they can watch this video. If someone watches me for my Transformers video, which I still think is the majority of my subscribers, they can just watch the Transformers collection video. So just try and breaking it up a little bit, and I'll see how it goes. So anyway, that's pretty much going to do it for now. I hope you enjoyed this collection video, and let me know what you think of it in the comments. And if you like this video, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and God bless.